Hello, everyone, and welcome. I hope you are all doing well. I'm excited to share with you the latest improvements we've made to this 199-year-old house and to one of its overgrown gardens. Plus, I'll be talking about some personal goals I'm working toward for my own health and well-being. So please grab a cup of tea or perhaps something a little stronger, get comfortable, and join me as I walk you through the progress just as it happened. My favorite room in this old house is the parlor. It's the room we use for afternoon tea and evening cocktails. In winter, we enjoy reading books before a roaring fire there. To show the room our gratitude, we decided to restore the floor there to its former glory. To tackle the floor job, we hired a contractor who specializes in the restoration of antique wooden floors. After the room was cleared of its furnishings, the contractor suspended plastic sheeting over the window hangings, the various paintings, and a tall gilt mirror that seemed too heavy and too fragile to move. The parlor floorboards are typical of the early 19th century. They are heart pine. The contractor, his name is Michael, both hand sanded and machine sanded the floor. His goal here was to remove every trace of the existing stain and varnish and to expose the bare wood. This is what the floor looked like when it was newly laid in 1826. Michael told me that the wood is from trees that were growing some 600 years ago. I was mighty impressed by this fact. I was also impressed by the fact that even after 2 centuries in our house, the pine boards still retained their sticky sap or pitch. After the bare wood was exposed, the floor exhaled the same beautiful perfume of a freshly cut Christmas tree. It's amazing to know that when properly cared for, a pine floor can last seemingly forever. Michael mixed up 3 samples of stain for the floor. I selected the one that offered a touch of red. And this is me opening the parlor door immediately after the floor had been stained and sealed with a high gloss finish. Although I loved the look, the high gloss seemed inappropriate for the period of the house. So Michael roughed up the finish and replaced it with a less glossy coat. In the end, I love how the parlor floor turned out. I think the original habitants of this house would have loved it too. You can let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Today, I had the pleasure of returning all of the furniture to the parlor. Fortunately, our beloved contractor, John, was here to help me move the heavier pieces. John is currently working in our basement, shoring up the floor joists beneath the entrance hall. The entrance hall floor will be the next restoration project. I look forward to sharing that project with you. The next glow up, if you can call it that, involves my own body. You might recall that a couple of years ago, I started working out with a great personal trainer named Dwayne Boyer. Until recently, we worked out in my tiny home gym. Now Dwayne is opening his own very large gym called Kinetic Fitness in Chatham, New York. Although the gym isn't open to the public just yet, Dwayne invited me to train with him there. Since I'm at the age when you either use it or lose it, regular physical workouts are essential for me. Also, because much of my life revolves around food, which includes donuts, cakes, and fancy French tarts, working out is necessary to keep my weight in check. Thanks to Dwayne, I'm in better physical shape now than I was when I was in my 20s. Dwayne knows how to push me farther than I think I can go. And I do love the state-of-the-art equipment at Kinetic Fitness. If you live in my area and you are looking for a gym, I can put a link to Kinetic Fitness in the description box below. I work out with Dwayne very early in the morning twice each week, and alone in my home gym the other 5 days of the week. Strenuous exercise is not something I look forward to, but it is a must.
So your tears been running like a waterfall. Thought the stars would never let you down. And you keep on thinking you could save yourself, but that's love, that's just love. You should know some things will hurt, and you'll end up getting hurt.
On to the final glow up. The boxwood garden behind my house had become so overgrown that I could scarcely find the brick paths that run through it. About a week ago, I hired a talented boxwood barber to give the shrubs a haircut. He did a fine job here, and with only the help of an electric hedge trimmer. My early morning ritual is to walk through all of the gardens here with a mug of coffee in hand. It feels great to be able to actually see the full width of the brick walkways now. As you may recall, several years ago I started most of this boxwood from simple cuttings. I inserted the cuttings into the soil to make the geometric shapes that you see now. I also planted clematis and a number of roses within the boxwood beds. Not all of these flowering plants have survived, but those that remain bring me tremendous joy when they are in bloom. Some of you have asked me how I enter the boxwood beds in order to tend the roses. As you can see here, there are invisible openings in the boxwood hedge through which one can enter and exit. Not a day passes when I do not feel grateful to have this house and property. I realize that I am blessed to live here. Some of the flowers that you and I started together are beginning to bloom now. I think we should clip a few stems to make a simple arrangement for the kitchen counter. This will be the first arrangement I've made this year that is 100% from the garden. And if I think we need it, I have at least one zinnia in bloom. So this arrangement won't be as spectacular as the ones we are able to make with flowers from the florist shop, but I think it will still be nice. And I do think we can add that zinnia. For an afternoon snack, I want to try my hand making the cottage cheese protein bagel recipe that's been going around on Instagram. I need to heat my oven to 375. I can put a link to this recipe in the description box below. So I need 2 cups or 16 ounces of full-fat cottage cheese, which really doesn't want to come out. And then you're supposed to blend the cottage cheese. I'm going to use my stick blender here. Then I need 2 cups of self-rising flour. Now in America, self-rising flour contains salt, but I think in the UK and elsewhere, self-rising flour does not contain salt. And the easiest way to measure the self-rising flour is with my scale. And then we need to mix and knead this dough. And if the dough is very sticky, the recipe says to simply add more flour. And sure enough, it is turning into a dough. Although these are called bagels, of course they are not really bagels. True bagels are boiled and then baked. And true bagels are made with yeast. I forgot that I have my little canister of flour right here. And I think this is ready to go. So this doubled recipe is supposed to make 8 bagels. We will see. I'm going to weigh the dough. Let's see what we've got here. 710 grams. You're supposed to roll this dough into a long rope and then form it into a bagel shape. But I'm not that concerned about the bagel shape, so I'm just going to pat it out and put a little hole in the middle, which may or may not close up during baking. We will see. I've decided that I want my bagels, or whatever we call them, to be larger than what the recipe indicates. And I'm not going to worry if they are all the same size. I followed the bagel shaping direction for one of these. I need to brush these babies with some beaten egg. This is to help them brown in the oven. And then we can top these numbers with some everything bagel seasoning. And then these go into the oven for 25 to 30 minutes. During which time I will clean up my workstation. And here are the high protein bagels. They don't look too shabby for a first attempt. Now, I'm going to let these cool closer to room temperature. Meantime, we can run out to the garden to fetch some radishes. I think we can use these for radish sandwiches.
I fell in love with the idea of a radish sandwich when I was in France. The French make the sandwich with a baguette and lots of butter. Today we will use cream cheese and our high-protein bagel.
Well, I think these little breads are cool enough to cut into. So the outside is nice and crisp. The inside is fluffy and soft. Well, I have some softened cream cheese here. I think I will put a little cream cheese on the lid. Oh, and I need some salt and pepper. On with the lid to a plate. And then I think we should enjoy this little sandwich up in the shady serpentine garden. I can't wait to have a taste of this high protein cottage cheese bagel. My friends, for basically only 2 ingredients, this so-called bagel is shockingly wonderful. And I will make these bagels again and again. And I really love it with the cream cheese and the garden fresh radish. Thank you so much for watching this triple glow up video. And in the comments section below, please let me know what's happening in your world. Do you have any house or garden projects going on? I'd love to hear about them. And in the next video, I have a very large surprise to share with you. And I can't wait to see you again. Until then, please treat yourself very, very well. And I will see you next time. Bye for now, friends.